Let's go to Wellington to do some business news before then. Jonathan Mitchell joining us this week. Hi Jonathan, lovely to see you. The earnings season is in full swing, of course. By earnings we mean reporting, I suppose. The highlight today, if you're looking at company size, I think, was power company Contact Energy.
Evening, John. Well, yes, a year ago Contact was hit by large asset write-downs and was facing a fairly flat outlook. They've reported their first half result, 6 months ended December, with a net profit of $96 million, compares with a loss in the previous period of $116 million. There were some key contributors to this. Contact cut costs because of the warmer weather, lowering demand for energy, and above average rainfall boost the hydro lakes and resulted in cheaper power. But one key thing that's come up and is really industry-wide in this energy sector is the tough competition and the discounting that's going on, resulting in quite tight margins. And this came through again, and in the period they've reported today, they lost about 1,000 customers in just 6 months. So a solution they've put forward at the results conference this morning was they talked a lot about boosting their retail business and mentioned investing in new data and technology, and that's something they'll look into in the near term.
Thanks, Jonathan. There's all sorts of ways of measuring the health of the economy, and one of them is whether people are spending or not, because it means that they feel confident and it means that they think they've got some disposable income, right? And a measure of this is electronic card spending numbers.
That's right. January data out today. This data is quite important. It represents about 2/3 of total retail sales, and this is the spending on the debit, credit and charge cards. Now, the 2.7% jump in January was followed a fairly flat December and November result, and it's the strongest monthly result since 2006, so over a decade. So certainly puts 2017 on a strong footing for this retail sector. And what do people spend their money on? Well, they feel confident, obviously, in a low interest rate environment to spend on items around the home. Furniture came through, appliances, clothing, and the more volatile fuel, which bounces around month to month. Yeah. Economists actually have been telling us today that we're in for a fairly solid year in this space. We've got a population growing, tourists coming in, and employment on the up. But one thing that was highlighted, though, was, as I mentioned before, the mortgage interest rates. Recently, we've seen banks up their mortgage rates, so that may sort of moderate growth in retail spending over the coming months.
Thanks, Jonathan. What happened on the markets today?
Well, the top 50 index, a fairly steady day for the top 50 index and the dollar overall, climbing 31 points to 7136, and the dollar is trading at 72 US cents and 94 Australian. John.
Thanks very much indeed, Jonathan Mitchell, our business reporter, live from Wellington.